keep your seed in good soil. You can have a good seed that's healthy and strong. It's full of potential. But if it's not planted in good soil, it's not going to become what it was created to be. The problem is not with the seed. A scientist could study the seed, run tests. They would find that it's full of life. If it's an apple seed, it has apples in it. If it's a rose bush, it has blossoms in it. But if it's planted in soil that's full of rocks, weeds, and thorns, it may grow some, but it's not going to produce what it should. It may survive, but it's not going to be healthy. It's the same principle in life. You're a seed. You are full of gifts, talents, potential. But if you plant yourself in unhealthy soil, if you hang around friends that compromise, pull you down, if you're in an environment that's limited, with people that tell you what you can't become, you won't see the growth that you should. Not because there's something wrong with your seed. You're made in the image of God. The problem is with the soil. The rocks, the thorns, the weeds are choking the life out of your seed. Jesus told a parable about a man that sowed seed on good ground, and it produced a great harvest, many crops. Another sowed seed on rocky ground, didn't produce too much. Another sowed it on ground where the weeds and the thorns kept the seed from growing. All the same seed, what made the difference was the soil. The thorns are things like friends that keep causing you to compromise. The weeds are those co-workers that sit around and gossip all day. The rocks are those family members that tell you how you can't break that addiction. If you hang around negative people, they're choking out your seed. Those friends you're tempted to party with, they may be fun, they're popular, but what you can't see is they're a weed. They're keeping you from flourishing. The environment you put yourself in is extremely important. No matter how good the seed is, it's dependent on having good soil. You have to be selective with whom you give your time, energy, and attention, because people are contagious. You're going to catch what they have. If your friends are prejudiced, you're going to become prejudiced. If your friends have limited thinking, they don't have any goals, no motivation, that narrow-minded mentality is going to rub off on you. You're going to become like the people you continually associate with. Don't hang around people that don't have anything you want. If they're not making you better, if they're not inspiring you, causing you to grow, then you need to make some changes. You need to pull up those weeds. Quit hanging around thorny friends, people that bring out the worst in you, talk you out of your dreams, cause you to compromise. Their negativity is contaminating your soil. Your destiny is too great to waste it with people that are not adding value to your life. Well, Joel, what if I hurt their feelings? What if you miss your destiny? What if they choke out your seed? What if they keep you from blossoming? I've heard it said, it's not enough to just focus on self-development. You have to focus on soil development, on what's around you, on what's influencing you, on what you're spending time and attention with. Are you putting your seed in good soil, or is it being contaminated by what you watch, by what you think about, by who you're spending time with? What you're unwilling to walk away from is where you'll stop growing. If you know a person is pulling you down, but you won't make a change, then you'll get stuck where you are. Your seed can't grow in bad soil. If you don't get rid of the wrong people, you'll never meet the right people. Here's the key. God will never ask us to give something up without giving us more back in return. And sure, you may go through a season of being lonely, but what will happen is God will give you new friends, better friends, people that push you up instead of pulling you down. In the scripture, God told Abraham to leave his country, leave his relatives, and go to a new land. Abraham left, he headed out, but he took his nephew Lot with him. He was only supposed to take his immediate family. Before long, Abraham and Lot had a disagreement. There was strife and arguing between their herdsmen. Then Lot moved to a different place and got in trouble. Abraham felt responsible, so he had to go rescue him. He spent all this time and energy involved in a problem that he should have never had if he would have left Lot in the first place. Some of the challenges we face are because we didn't leave who God told us to leave. What's interesting is the name Lot means veil or covering. When you leave Lot, when you leave what you know you're supposed to leave, the veil will come off. You will see things you've never seen, new friendships, new opportunities, new talents, new levels. Are you holding on to what God asked you to let go of? Someone, something that's pulling you down, keeping you from your best? Your seed can't flourish in a negative environment. That's keeping you from growing. And when I say leave, I don't mean you have to go make a big announcement. Hey, you're contaminating me. I'm done with you. I simply mean little by little, start spending less and less time with them. If you have a bunch of weeds, it's choking out your dreams, your vision, your character. At the office, that person you eat lunch with, that's always complaining about the boss, jealous of coworkers, mad at their spouse, I say this respectfully, they're a weed. They are contaminating your soil. They're keeping you from flourishing. And yes, they're made in the image of God. They can change, but until they do, you shouldn't let them pollute you. I'm nice to everyone, but I don't spend my time with everyone. I'm selective about who I allow in my life. I don't spend time with negative, critical, jealous, small-minded, can't do it, bitter people. I value what God has given me too much to put my seed in bad soil. We have a responsibility. God has given you a gift. He could have created anyone to be alive at this day and time, but He chose you. Your seed is full of potential. Your seed has greatness in it. Your seed can set a new standard for your family. Your seed can break generational curses. What God has given you is extremely valuable. Now do your part. Keep your seed in good soil.